Pokémon Nuzlocke. You've probably heard of them. Such an amusing set of self-imposed rules, designed only to bring fun and joy into the lives of all of us trainers. I've been playing Pokemon since I was a little kid, but this is actually a first for me. I'm sure all of you know the rules, but in short, if a Pokemon faints, it dies. I can only catch the first Pokemon in each route. No items in battle are allowed. I'm playing using set mode, level cap, and dupes clause. Well, without further ado, here's the attempt. After being forced out of my truck and witnessing what a real house looks like, I'm immediately met by the dangers of the outside world. In the form of a grown man being chased by a raccoon. Since the child over there is useless, I step into action, and, with Mudkip, I make quick work of Zigzagoon. Turns out, the guy here is actually a professor, and, as a thank you, he lets me keep Smiley the Mudkip. Jeez, this guy really wants me to hang out with his daughter. Fine, I'll go. Good talk. After going back to the lab, I received the Pokédex and 5 Pokéballs. So, the run officially begins. On Route 101 I catch a Poochyena and name him Drool. On Route 103, after 7 Poochyenas in a row, I find a Zigzagoon and name him Rigby. On Route 102 I catch a Wurmple and name her Ladybug. After getting rid of some trainers, we finally arrive at Petalburg City. Wow, I'll get to spend time with my dad. I'm so excited. Daddy?
Son, you are out of the truck.
Yes, Daddy.
Oh, thank God. I mean, why don't you go help young Wally here catch his first Pokemon? I'll go grab some milk.
Okay, Dad. Come on. Nice.
Bruh.
I blame Wally for this. Before I can leave, this guy makes sure to let me know that I'm not dirty enough to be noteworthy. I hate this place. On Route 104 I catch a Tailo and name her Kite. In Petalburg Woods, I catch a Shroomish, Mushi. Normally, one would have a beautiful Breloom at level 24. But this thing here learns Spore at level 54. So I guess I'll try to keep him alive till then. We finally make it to Rustboro City. Having both a water type and a grass type, I feel confident going in, and Mushi alone completely demolishes the gym, earning us the first badge. In Rustford Tunnel we save Pico from the water mafia, and as a thank you, Mr. Briny agrees to take me to Dewford Town. In Granite Cave, I catch a Makuhita and name her Onigiri. After some training, Smiley evolves, and I'm ready to take on the second gym, but well...
That's good.
There's nothing left to do here, so Mr. Briny escorts me to Slateport City. In the Oceanic Museum, I save a scientist from Archie and his Sims, catching the interest of the rude man from Petalburg. On Route 110, I catch an Electrike and name her Sparkles, and while I was training my friends... Ugh. What are you?
I bring you love.
It's bringing love. Don't let it get away.
Break his legs!
Whatever. Unbeknownst to me, in the midst of Route 110, May is waiting, lurking in the shadows, only for the opportunity to get revenge. But this fight is so much easier when you're not exclusively using the starter. So, we demolish her. We finally reach Mobile City, and Wally? Maybe if I wait a bit he's going to leave.
2 hours later.
You know what? I'm gonna beat the shit out of him. I enjoyed that. He did too! Do you wanna be my new daddy? While in the gym, Rigby gets his diploma and evolves into Linoon. Finally, it's time for Watson, but his electric type Pokémons are not really a threat to Smiley. A Mad Shot takes down Voltorb, and the Electrike follows the same fate. Magneton is faster than Smiley, but the Sonic Boom misses, and another Mad Shot one-shots him. Time for Watson's Ace, Manectric, but like his co-worker, he poses no threat. I just have to keep spamming Mad Shots until the old timer is out of Super Potions. The third gym badge is ours. On Route 112, I find a beautiful Numel, and name him Carol. In Fiery Path, I catch a Coughing, Cheesepuff, and Kite evolves into Swallow. We reach Route 113, and wow, it's beautiful here. I think I might stay. Ah! Who does that? He's got a sword too? This place. On Route 114, I catch a Swablu and name him Mordecai. In Meteor Falls, I finally get to meet the Ground Mafia, but before shit goes down, Archie and his Sims arrive to defuse the situation. I make my way to Mount Chimney, only to find it packed with mobsters. While battling some of them, Onigiri evolves into the thick queen she was always meant to be. And we finally encounter Maxie. Onigiri takes out Mightyena. Sparkles deals with Zubat, and Smiley finishes Camerupt. We're finally at Lava Ridge, and Flannery specializes in fire types, so I go straight to the gym without any preparation whatsoever. Numel goes down to a Mud Shot. The same fate strikes Slugma, and now Camerupt comes out. A water gun brings her in the yellow, but she retaliates with an Attract. I didn't know it could do that. Luckily Smiley ain't a simp, and another water gun takes Camerupt out. The worst is past, right? Torkoal is the last Pokemon of this gym. A water gun does pitiful damage, and Torkoal hits a body slam and paralyzes Smiley. I use Mud Shot, but Torkoal is now faster and she hits Smiley with an Attract. Mud Shot connects, but now I'm starting to panic. Like a rabbit on the highway. I freeze, and opt for the dumbest possible solution. Sacrificing Smiley, hoping to chip away at this sexy turtle. I get hit by a body slam, and the attraction prevents Smiley from retaliating. Torkoal goes for another body slam, but this time Smiley manages to hit his opponent, taking her down. Phew. This was a wake-up call. I cannot rely entirely on luck anymore. On the bright side, now I have 4 badges, so Dad is legally binded to see me. Mordecai manages to put Spinda to sleep, so I switch in the pre-poisoned Onigiri in an attempt to set up a little with Bullcup. Unfortunately, Spinda wakes up immediately and confuses Onigiri. She has a Persian berry, but of course, Spinda confuses me again. Onigiri, however, manages to finish Spinda off. Hariyama destroys Vigoroth and Linoon, but apparently I really suck at using Guts, so I have to change Pokemon. I switch in Mushi and he barely survives a Facade. But now I can set up a good old Leech Seed. Smiley comes in and a Facade puts him in the yellow. I retaliate with Mud Slap and, luckily, the big Lofi monkey misses a Facade, allowing Marshtomp to use another Mud Slap. Slucky misses again, and from now on it's basically over. I keep using Mud Slaps, slowly but surely chipping away at Slucky's life, until he is no more. The 5th gym badge is ours. Ha ha! In your face, Dad! My son, I'm so proud of you. Oh, does that mean that we can be together now? I wish, but now you are bound to be the very best. Only then we'll be able to reunite. I get it, Father. I get it. I can't believe that worked. Before I go, Wally's dad gives me Surf. Not to brag, but that's like me now. In the water east of Mobile City, I catch a Carvana and name him Sandpaper. On Route 119, we have to battle Team Aqua and May again. But it's uneventful. In the gym, Carol evolves into Camerupt, and we finally reach Winona. I was checking her team, and a really dumb plan came to mind. Swablu has an ability called Natural Cure, which, upon switch, heals from every status condition. So I decide to try to exploit the AI into switching, hopefully into Tropius since, it's literally her second Pokemon. I lead with Swablu, then Herbs comes out. Mordecai is faster and hits Sing on the first try. So Carol comes in and it didn't work. So I opt for the most logical solution and try out my plan again. And this time it works. Tropius comes out and it goes right down to an overhit. Pelipper enters the ring, and with him, the next, much dumber part of my plan. I switch to Sparkles and Thunder Wave the Pelipper. Next comes Onigiri.
Yes, I intend to sweep with the only Pokemon I've got that's weak to flying types.
Onigiri manages to bulk up 1, 2, 3, and 4 times before knocking down Pelipper with a strength. Next is Wablu, but she too goes down with a single strength. Skarmory should go down with a Vital Throw, but I misclick and use strength, resulting in poor Onigiri getting some dirt in her eyes and tanking an aerial ace. A Vital Throw finishes the job, and in comes Altaria. A Dragon Breath hits hard, but a strength leaves her with a sliver. Onigiri's Citrus Berry activates, and it's the only reason she manages to survive a critical hit Dragon Breath. A last strength wins us the match, and with it, the 6th gym badge. In Lilikov, May is waiting for us for a last opportunity to get vengeance. She leads with Tropius and I with Kettle, and Overeat is enough to kill the dinosaur. I bring in Kite, but May's Pelipper does a surprising amount of damage. Against my better judgment, I decide to stay in to train Kite a bit more, but Slugma tanks a wing attack and the Ember brings Swallow to the red. Well, no biggie. I just switch her out and I forgot this thing knows pursuit. Kite, no, I'm sorry. Kettle comes in and finishes the job, but it doesn't matter anymore. Happy now? You finally broke us, you sick son of a On Mount Pyre, both Sandpaper and Cheesepuff evolve, and we find out that Team Aqua and Magma stole some balls from this elderly couple. So I decide to retrieve them. We use the Magma badge that some incompetent employee left behind to enter the Magma hideout,
Where Mordecai and Smiley finally evolve.
and easily arrive to Maxi. Hey! You about to awake a red ancient Pokemon with the blue ball you stole? Yes. Can I watch?
Bruh.
In Slateport City, Team Aqua steals a submarine, so we follow them to their lair in Lilikov, where, while mercilessly destroying grunts, we find a Master Ball. Unfortunately, we are too late, and Archie manages to escape with the submarine. The only way to stop him is to follow him to the bottom of the sea. The solution to our conundrum lays in Moss Deep City, just like the 7th gym. Before challenging the gym though, we train a little more,
Catch a feel, and name him King.
After some gym shenanigans, we reach Tate and Liza. I start with Smiley and Drool against Xatu and Claydol. Xatu uses Calm Mind, Drool hits a Swagger, and Claydol hits himself in confusion. A Surf does a fair amount of damage, and Xatu uses Calm Mind again. Drool hits a Strong Bite, and Claydol flinches, so Smiley is able to take him out with a Surf. In comes Solrock,
And I switch out Smiley, in order not to lose him to a Sunny Day Solar Beam combo.
Xatu ends up using Confuse Ray, and Solrock charges a Solar Beam. I switch in Sandpaper to predict a Psychic from Xatu, and Mordecai to tank a Solar Beam. Xatu uses Psychic, but it doesn't affect Sandpaper, and Solrock hits itself in confusion. Xatu uses Sunny Day, but a Crunch is enough to KO Solrock. Enters Lunaton, and Mordecai uses Fly to avoid a potential Psychic. And he does. A Crunch and a Fly bring Lunaton and Xatu in the yellow. The moon retaliates with a light screen, and a berry replenishes a little of its health bar. Drool comes in to take a Psychic, and Sandpaper finishes Lunaton with another Crunch. Xatu hits a Confusion Rain, but a Persian Berry cures Sharpedo, and a combination of Crunch and Bite takes him down, earning us the 7th gym badge.
Now we can go underwater. But first, we need to put Maxi in his place for the last time. I immediately switch in King. Luckily, Mightyena misses, Metang uses Reflect, and Camerupt goes for Amnesia. Mightyena decides to taunt Metang, but gets almost destroyed by a Metal Claw. King hits with Anchor, locking Camerupt into Amnesia. I then send in Sandpaper, and Maxi saves Mightyena by switching in Camerupt. A surf knocks out Camerupt and does only half to the other. The dog comes back, another surf ends him, but the Camerupt hangs on. Crobat is Max's last Pokemon, Metal Claw does a third, and a surf less than that. But finally the Camerupt is no more, and Mightyena enters the battlefield. I decide to stay in, and... At least from now on we're never in danger. And, after some back and forth, we win the battle.
We easily reach Archie, but the red ball pieces of Kyogre, whom storms off just like Groudon did. Archie's astonishment is cut short by Maxi, and we're led outside.
So, this is the apocalypse. The end of all living things.
Yeah, maybe it's not so bad. We make it to Sutopolis City, but we find out that it's now a battlefield for Groudon and Kyogre's dissing war. So Steven drags us to the Cave of Origin, where I catch Purple Ranger the Sableye, to meet Wallace, who sends us to find the ancient Pokemon Rayquaza on the top of Sky Pillar. We make it to the top and oh my god, that's a big snake. The world is now back to normal, and it's all thanks to me. You'd think that should be enough to earn us the 8th badge, but Juan is a bit of an ass, so we have to face him. While training in the gym, King evolves into a gorgeous Walrein, and we reach Juan. Spark takes down the Love Disc, and in comes Whiscash. As switching King and the Catfish uses Amnesia, King is faster than his opponent, so he's able to use an Anchor, enabling Onigiri to set up with a couple of Bull Cups before getting hit by a weak Earthquake. The Strength almost kills, and he uses Rain Dance. Hyper Potion heals up to full Whiscash, but I use it as an opportunity to set up another Bull Cup and finish him up with one Strength. King draws next, and he uses a Double Team, but a Strength hits him anyway and brings him in the yellow. A Rest plus Chesto Berry refills Kingdra completely, but a Strength puts him in the yellow again, forcing Juan to use Rest another time. I use the opportunity to sneak in another Bull Cup, and then finish Kingdra with one attack. Celio goes down to a Strength, and Crodont with a Vital Throw. Easy peasy, Juan. Finally, Victory Road. Pokemon League, brace yourself. Wally, what are you doing here, man? You stole my daddy. I'm gonna make you pay. Mushi finally reaches level 54 and learns Spore, so he's now allowed to become his final form, a deadly Breloom. Sydney is first, he leads with Mightyena and I with Onigiri. I fake out just to be disrespectful and use Bull Cup. Doggy hits Onigiri with a Sand attack, but goes down right after. Next is Shiftry. He's faster than Onigiri, so he hits us with a Swagger, but, as always, a Persian Berry has our back. And, after a miss, Shiftry goes down to a Brick Break. Absol hits an Aerial Ace but does little damage and goes down to a Brick Break, and the same fate occurs to Cacturne and Groudon. Thank you, Sydney, for being kind of a joke. Now it's Phoebe's turn. She leads with Dusclops, and I with Breloom. A Spore lets us use a free Leech Seed, but she immediately wakes up, hitting us with a weak Shadow Punch. Another Spore puts Dusclops to sleep, and is switching Purple Ranger. Of course, Dusclops wakes up again immediately, and hits another Shadow Punch. I'm confident that, thanks to Leech Seed, Purple Ranger can survive long enough to stack up some Calm Minds, and eventually an attack knocks out Dusclops despite the confusion. Creepy Doll comes in. She uses Grudge, but the confusion spares me. Of course, being an idiot. I was distracted and I clicked Shadow Ball, resulting in the move losing all of its PPs. Sableye comes next, and holy shit, a crit. That was really lucky. Phoebe's second Banette hits us with a strong Shadow Ball, but Purple Ranger manages to hang on. Feint attack connects and 1-hit KO. So, turns out that all the setup was useless anyway, cause Feint attack would have been enough to easily deal with this team. Somehow I don't feel as confident facing the remaining Elite Four. Glacia is next. She leads with Celio, and I with Breloom.
I start with Leech Seed and Celia uses Hail. Spore puts her to sleep, and in comes Onigiri. We only need to bulk up to 1-hit KO Glacier's entire team. And, luckily, Spore lets us do that. Celio goes down, and in comes Glalie. An Ice Beam hits us pretty hard, but a Brick Break is enough to one-shot. Celio is her next Pokemon, but he's slower than Onigiri, and goes down to a single Brick Break. Her second Glalie sets up Hail before going down. And now, we are at our final Pokemon, Walrein. A Brick Break should definitely one-shot. But first, Onigiri needs to endure a hit. Walrein uses Surf, and luckily doesn't get a crit, allowing Onigiri to knock out her opponent. The final obstacle is Drake, the Dragon-type master. I lead with King, and his Shelgon immediately goes down to an Ice Beam. Drake decides to bring out the big guns early, and Salamence makes his appearance. The big guy here has Rock Slide, which is super effective against King. So we have to opt to avoid a crit and a flinch. Salamence uses Rock Slide and does a big chunk of damage, but luckily no crit or flinch, so King is able to slay the dragon. Next is Altaria, and a Citrus Berry gives a little health back to King. Altaria hits us with a double edge, only to go down right after to an Ice Beam. Kingdra comes in, and I use Anchor hoping to lock him into Dragon Dance. He instead uses Smokescreen. Mushi enters the battlefield in order to Leech Seed Kingdra, and manages to hit him despite being hit by some ninja smoke bombs a couple of times. The first Spore misses, but the second connects right before the end of Anchor. I switch in King, and a combination of Ice Beam and Leech Seed knocks Kingdra down. Flygon is the last Pokemon. An Earthquake hits pretty hard, but King hangs on and finishes Flygon with an Ice Beam. Before clashing with Wallace, I teach Purple Ranger Aerial Ace, for the eventuality of Ludicolo spamming Double Team, and now I think we're ready. Wallace opens up the dances with Wailord, and I with Sparkles. A Thunderbolt leaves Wailord in the red, and a Water Spout does no damage. Wallace uses a full restore, but 2 Thunderbolts later, Wailord goes down. Gyarados is the champion's second choice, but a Thunderbolt one-shots him. Whiscash comes in, and I switch to Mushi that easily tanks an Earthquake. Spore puts the fish to sleep, and 2 Giga Drains take him out. Milotic is next, and he immediately uses Toxic on Mushi before going to sleep. Next, Mushi uses Leech Seed, and Sparkles tags in. 2 Thunderbolts are all it takes to cook the big heal to perfection. And so it's Tentacruel's turn. A Thunderbolt is not enough to kill, and Tentacruel puts Sparkles in the red before going down to another attack. Enters Ludicolo, the Pokemon I fear most in this final battle. I switch in Mushi to tank a Surf, and then use Spore. I then send in Onigiri, hoping to set up a little, but Ludicolo wakes up, and uses Double Team. Scared that he's going to spam it, I use Break Break, but Ludicolo hits us with Surf, and Onigiri's attack is not enough to kill him. Another Surf hits us pretty hard, and unfortunately Brick Break misses. I switch in Smile to tank another Surf, and then Mushi to take a Giga Drain. Mushi manages to sneak in a last Spore, and then survives the poison on 2 HP. Good job, friend. Purple Ranger tags in. But Aerial Ace puts Ludicolo in potion range, triggering a full restore and dismantling all of our efforts. Aerial Ace does very little damage, and Purple Ranger gets hit by a Leech Seed. Luckily, Confuse Ray connects, and I switch in Sparkles to free Sableye from Leech Seed, and use Thunder Wave. Ludicolo hits himself in confusion, and Sparkle hits a critical hit Thunderbolt, leaving the enemy with, I don't know, 1 HP or something. Ludicolo doesn't hit himself again, and Giga Drain puts an end to Sparkles. I'm sorry, you are such a good girl. Purple Ranger comes in to avenge her friend, and of course Wallace decides to spit on all of Sparkle's efforts and uses a full restore. All of my Pokemon are almost dead, or weak to grass types. The situation is desperate. But it's in dark and desperate times that heroes emerge. Purple Ranger hits a critical hit Aerial Ace, sending Ludicolo to his maker and earning us the title of Champion of the ON region. Now, I know what you're thinking, Duck's quest is over. He's going home to his now reunited family. But there's a final task to complete.
On top of Sky Tower, now fully awakened from its slumber, Rayquaza, the god of the skies, awaits for someone worthy enough to face him.